Hello, and welcome back to HunterTuned. I figured I would start the video off by starting and saying that I got a new torque converter for the Mustang. So we got a PTC 9.5-inch converter from Dusty Bradford there at PTC Performance Torque Converters, and here she is. So we got her all unboxed already, and this is the new converter for the Mustang. I've heard from a lot of people that this is the best converter in the business, so I went with Dusty, gave him a call, and he was there to answer my phone call. I talked to him through the setup, and he kind of just recommended me the 9.5-inch converter. It's a little bit more of a pricey converter, but ended up biting the bullet and getting it anyways. Dusty gave me a little bit of a deal, and I can't thank him enough for helping the HunterTuned channel out here. And yeah, big shout out to Dusty Bradford there at PTC. If you guys need a high horsepower converter for your Turbo LS build, be sure to hit him up. So the converter, he actually supplied new grade 8 hardware as well to bolt to the flex plate. This is a custom spec converter, so it's actually a little bit looser down low and a little bit tighter up top. So it can couple a lot of horsepower up top, but it's still loose enough down low to where I can get the car to spool up on the trans brake. Because before, with the other Summit nitrous converter I was running, it was just like a cheap $300 Summit nitrous converter we were running, and it was just too damn tight on the bottom end and too loose on the top end. It was kind of like the exact opposite of what this one is. It couldn't couple the power up top, and it could not build the boost down low, so we had to get a different converter. And like I said, Dusty talked me into the 9.5 because the 9.5 is a much more capable torque converter. I could have went with the 10-inch converter, which is about half the price, but the 10-inch converter has limitations. There is guys going fast with 10-inch converters, but you know, the 9.5 is just kind of one of them things, just bite the bullet one time and you're done kind of thing. So that's what I did, because we do plan on trying to go 8 seconds in the quarter mile with the Mustang, and this is another piece of the puzzle here. So yeah, big shout out to Dusty here. Oh wow, what you got there, Christian?
Stickers.
We got a bunch of stickers in stock again for the website. We have white HunterTuned stickers.
HunterTuned white.
And we have the gold. They're like a gold-yellow color. And then we have the same white and gold, white or gold mint stickers in stock right now. So yeah, be sure to go pick up a sticker if you want to support. Just a few bucks for a sticker helps out the channel a little bit. So anyways, we did get some more in. I know I was kind of slacking on sticker stock for a little while, but we do have some more in stock, and we also have still waiting on t-shirt stuff. I know there was actually a couple people specifically that I kind of had to put off for a little while on t-shirts, because I've just been really busy and haven't had the money or the cash flow to order t-shirts. I usually order from a local place here, local to my house, and they're like literally 2 blocks up the street, and they make my t-shirts for me. They have really good quality shirts and really good quality designs, and it's just like a good quality shirt. I could get a cheaper shirt, but the quality wouldn't really be there, and I like supporting the local guy here, and it's quick and easy. I just go over there and pay them, but they have a kind of a high MOQ, minimum order, so it's like $500 every time I want to get a couple shirts. So it's definitely kind of an investment for me to get shirts, so I apologize about not stocking them as much as I should. I would like to get some very soon though, so be patient guys, and I'll try to get some more shirts in for you. Another big shout out to all the guys that placed orders for injectors over the weekend. We have a couple orders here going out right now. And just kind of wanted to give a shout out to Chris Farless. Sorry if I butchered your name. Chris, thank you very much. He actually sent in some injectors for me in the PO box here. So I picked up my converter and a box from him today. He sent in a couple extra injectors. He wanted a set of 4 truck injectors flowed, and he sent in, I think, like 12 of them or something like that. And he sent in a couple extra to get a set of 4 flowed for him, so I got a couple extra for the website now to sell. And let me just tell you guys, I went through, I don't even know, there's probably like 12 injectors here out of like, I don't know, 36 or so I went over the weekend. 36 injectors, 12 of them were bad, so that's just another reason why you should get some HunterTuned float injectors, so you know they're good to go kind of thing. A lot of these decaps, when they sit in the junkyard with the hoods open, a lot of times I've noticed, if the cars are sitting in the junkyard with the hood open, a lot of the moisture and water and shit gets in the injector and the fuel rail and everything like that. And sometimes the injectors and the throttle bodies and shit are off of the vehicles at the junkyard, and all that gunk kind of gets in the injectors, and then it kind of screws them up. But I've noticed a lot of times if you find a good one that just got to the yard with the hood shut, the injectors flow a lot better. It's just tough to get some of them older, crustier ones to flow good. But like I said, we switched the tester over to mineral spirits now, so we can kind of clean the injectors as we flow them, kind of thing. The mineral spirits definitely helps out get a lot of gunk out of the injectors. So that is a cool thing that we've been doing lately. And yeah, so thanks for the injector, or thanks for the injectors, Chris, and shout out to Gino, Eric, and Garrett. You guys, your orders are all going out today. So Christian just got a new car. If you guys didn't know, he traded one of his motorcycles here for a Geo Tracker. You guys want to see this thing?
It's the LSI.
LSI means it doesn't have an LS swap in it.
No, it's got a 1.6.
1.6 liter 4-cylinder with 3-speed automatic.
Yeah.
Goddamn wannabe turbo 400. Needs a PTC converter, eh?
Maybe.
But yeah, so Christian got this pretty bitchin' Geo Tracker, 4-wheel drive. I don't know what else is done to it. Nothing. It's stock. It's got good tires on it.
Oh yeah.
He traded a pretty clapped out motorcycle for it, so not too bad of a deal here. But yeah, it needs a new rag top. So
yeah.
Anybody got the hookup on a rag top for a Geo Tracker,
let me know.
let them know, eh? Because we got the custom rag top blue tarp edition top for this thing, and yeah, doesn't leak, eh?
She don't leak.
She don't leak. All right, well, Minto Pinto, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got the Saturn running pretty good, boys. We're merging onto the highway here. I might give her a little boost. We'll see here. No left shifting, bro. Hang on. That was a real quick 0 to 60.
Real quick 0 to 60.
Real quick. Real quick. Alrighty, guys. So we are back out at the shop now. And just brought the PTC converter out to the shop. This is my TH400 that it's all going to be going into. This is a freshly rebuilt TH400 with like drag racing specs on the clutches and drag racing specs on whatever else you drag race spec on a TH400. It's got new pump gears. It's got a jet in the transmission pump as well to jet down the converter feed, because Dusty actually recommended from PTC, he recommended that we put a restrictor jet in the converter feed on the transmission. So we installed a jet in the pump, so that actually alleviates the stress on the crankshaft of the engine when you're building boost on the trans brake. Sometimes that converter will get fed too much fluid or something, and it actually takes the thrust washers out of the motor. So I learned that from Dusty, and I actually checked out the thrust bearings that were in my motor, and they were trashed. So learning stuff as we go, I guess. I'm also ordering a new transmission cooler. My buddy Mike, he has actually been helping me out with the Mustang quite a bit on just recommending parts and recommending what I get for the car and stuff like that. He actually recommended me a transmission cooler from Rock Auto, and yeah, so this is the transmission cooler that I think I'm going to get. It's off Rock Auto, and the part number is let's see here, FO4050104, and it's a 26 row oil cooler, and it has -8 feed lines and return lines on it. So 1/2-inch hose to the trans, and big 26 core or 26 row cooler should help out the car, and it's fairly cheap. It's like 120 bucks for the cooler. I know there's cheaper coolers out there, the smaller ones that have a fan on it, but I don't really want to add any more electricity draw on the car. We already have the 2 cooling fans on the radiator and the pumps and the ECU and all that stuff. I don't want to have any other voltage interferences with the car, so I don't want to run a fan on the tranny cooler. I'm just going to mount it behind the intercooler and send it that way. But another thing we have to do with the Mustang here is I have to get rid of this stock radiator support here, or the stock, you know, where the radiator sits, because this thing is fucking sketchy, and I've been running it for quite a while. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is just putting some plate steel in here, just like some, I don't know, some 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch plate steel, and I'm going to cut all this out of the car. And pretty much just put new plate down and then new plate across this way, so we have something for the radiator mount on, because currently the radiator is actually sitting kind of high, and the cap actually interferes with the hood. So you can see up here that the hood is actually hitting radiator cap. So it was actually causing my radiator cap to leak sometimes. When the hood was smashed down on it, it would kind of kink the cap a little bit and allow the cap to like flex a little bit, so it wasn't sealing perfectly. And like I said, I'm probably going to redo the crash bar shit down here. Not the crash bar, but the radiator support stuff down here, because it's pretty flimsy. It did hold on, and I have my intercooler mounts on there, but it's just junk. So I'm going to redo it. Might weld up some strut tower stuff here too, because we got a little bit of rust over here. I might try to strengthen this stuff up. The strut towers are pretty good on this car. They're not rotted or anything, but yeah, I might try to just clean some of this stuff up in the next day or so before we get the rest of the parts in. Because currently I am waiting on 2 pistons from my buddy Murray, and I just dropped the heads off at the machine shop, and the machine shop guy is actually going to either resurface them or try to get rid of that pitting on the cylinder head there. And that should be all good to go soon. And then the cam retainer plate I'm also going to be replacing, because this was a reused one, and I feel like these are a one-time use kind of thing, because they definitely flatten out quite a bit, and I don't know if it's going to be sealing good, because I'm trying to get this motor to have a lot of good oil pressure. So might redo that and just some other small things with the car. So she's definitely coming along. I have been watching John Dock a lot on YouTube lately. And let me just say, like, I feel like, you ever, like, I don't know if you guys smoke cigarettes, or, you know, you have an addictive personality where you get that craving really bad. You know, like if you crave a cigarette or you crave a drink or something after work. I'm literally having that craving for drag racing right now, and it sucks. It sucks so bad. Like, I literally just want to race so fucking bad. I'm jonesing. I am jonesing to go racing. But anyway, so I got a tape measure here. I'm actually going to be ordering the transmission cooler tonight, and I'm going to be ordering the hose. I'm going to get 1/2-inch transmission cooler line, and I want to know how much I need to order, because I have to measure the length between the front of the car here to the transmission. So I'm just going to grab this tape measure here. We're going to measure out 6 feet. Yeah, because the kit on eBay comes with 12 feet of line. And yeah, 12 feet will be plenty, because this is 6 feet right here. And the transmission's going to sit right down in there somewhere. So 6 feet should be plenty. 12 feet would be good for the feed and the return, I'm hoping. Yeah, this car, honestly, I'm a little bit nervous, because I still have to do something with the rear end. I'm not sure on what I'm going to do with it, because it is just a stock Mustang rear end. They are pretty strong. I've went 1.4 60-foot with it before, and we went 9s with it, but I'm not really worried about it breaking. But if it does break, I don't want the frickin' axle to come out of the housing. So I got to look into some C-clip eliminators too, and I just don't know how to go about putting them in, and I have no idea what kit to buy. This is a 4-lug. I think this is an 89 car, 89 year, 1989, and it's just got the 8.8 rear end. So I want to get some C-clip eliminators, like I was saying, because this thing's going to launch like a fucking beast now with this converter. And that's going to be the next weak point. Once the rear end is done, I feel like we have a combo here to maybe go stupid fast, like 850s or something I'm trying to shoot for. Transmission might give out at like 1,000 horsepower, and the pistons are probably going to give out on the motor, but nonetheless, we're making do with what we got here. So we're gonna do whatever we can to get the Mustang up and running here very soon. I want to get it together this weekend. It is my birthday this weekend, so I would like to give myself a birthday gift and put the car together. I think that'd be a really good treat for myself, just because I've been working on other people's stuff a lot lately and haven't really had anything for myself. So Caprice update too. This is the Caprice, the turbo Caprice that we've been playing with for quite a while, and let's just say that the Caprice is hurt. So when we were messing with this car like a week ago, or a couple weeks ago I should say, the guy brought it to me with pretty much like a super choked up exhaust. It had like really tight bends in it, and it had a choked up muffler and some other stuff on it, and it was on just piss gas. Like, I don't even know what kind of fuel he had in it. I want to say it was like an 87 or 89 octane gas. and it wouldn't even take 4 degrees of ignition timing. The thing was just detonating like crazy. I had literally 4 degrees of ignition on the map, and it was still knocking like consistently, like just pinging its balls off. And I'm like, man, the exhaust is too choked up with this sloppy stage 2 cam that's in here. It has a lot of like exhaust back pressure characteristics. So like it just creates a lot of exhaust. It just creates a lot of back pressure that this cam does in particular. So that in conjunction with the rest of the exhaust that was extremely choked up, and the fact that it had really shitty gas in it, was detonating like crazy, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm like, dude, it's slow as fuck. Like, I don't know what to do. We got to put it on ethanol, and with it just pinging its balls off like that, and you know, having the whole combo kind of not working right, it started venting out of the valve covers a little bit. He has open valve covers on both sides, and it was starting to steam a little bit out of the covers there. So I kind of knew the last time a little bit, you know, like, hey, this thing might be hurt, it might not be, because my Mustang, once in a while, it would puff out of the valve covers, but it wasn't nothing like too crazy. But this is like consistently chooching out of the valve covers, and that's kind of an indicator of a broken ringland or broken piston, or both. So I actually talked to Brett today, the guy that owns this car, and he's super cool. He's an awesome guy, and he's just been on struggle street with this car. It's been giving him nothing but problems since the day he dropped it off, just because they put it together at their shop, and this is their first turbo build, and you know, it's just kind of been a lot of redoing of stuff and a lot of, you know, just getting the combo to work in the car. This is a newer platform, so it has the E38 computer. It's been a little bit of a tuning challenge and all that, so especially, you know, with pump gas and stuff. And like I said, I put ethanol in the thing, and it started running amazing. All the knock was gone, and everything was good. So once we got the car actually tuned up and put on like 10 degrees of timing and 10 pounds of boost, it started showing weakness even more through the valve covers there, and it actually started pushing out of the rear main seal just because there's too much crankcase ventilation going on in the motor because the piston's hurt. And it also started to back up the turbo, which Varen actually was telling me, like, hey, if you ever have problems with any of these VS Racing turbos, it's a couple things. It's an oil feeding or backup issue in the turbo. And one of the things he recommended to me when we first started playing with this car, it had a bunch of turbo problems because the drain was actually put in the wrong spot. So the drain was backing up into the turbo, and it's kind of acting the same way now with the broken piston having a lot of crankcase ventilation. Same kind of theory, it's backing up into the turbo with crankcase pressure. So, like I said, talked to Brett today. He's actually, we're going to be throwing a set of pistons in this car, and I'm going to help him out because, you know, like I said, I shouldn't have kind of been pushing it, but I was trying to get the car tuned for him. I wanted him to get a car running, and you know, here we are paying the price, and we got to put some pistons in it. But like I said, 4 degrees of timing, and it's still pinging its balls off. There was a big choked up setup on this thing, so now we have a free flowing exhaust, an E85, and this thing is a screamer. Like, it rips super good. Everything is healthy power wise, and everything is working how it should, but now we have to fix the fuck ups from before. So kind of what we're going to be doing. I don't know when we're going to get to it, but we're going to get to it soon here. First things first though is we're going to get this stuff done, and then we'll move on to the Caprice at a later date. So we're going to be ordering some like those hyper eutectic pistons for this thing. They're like a coated piston. This was just like a bone stock engine that came in the car. He didn't like swap the engine or take the engine apart or anything like that, so this will be the first time the motor's actually coming out of that car. But we'll check it out, and we'll find out what the damage was and why you shouldn't push shit on pump gas. I have been stressing it a lot. I know a lot of guys will get away with running pump gas on a forged piston and stuff like that, but pump gas kills engines, guys, and it sucks, especially around here. A lot of the pump gas is just complete trash. It sucks. Even like a good 91, we can't even really get 93 around here. There's only a few gas stations that actually sell it. 91 is the best usually that you can get, and 91 is still junk. Like my Subaru, I had tuned that thing on 10 degrees of timing. This is my WRX, it's a 2011 WRX, and I tuned that thing on 10 degrees of timing, and it was knocking its balls off on 91 octane. So kind of the same theory with just pump gas being shit. Matt Happel from Sloppy Mechanics actually always talks about how pump gas is deteriorating nowadays, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. The quality is just really going down on the pump gas stuff. So that's why we run E85 on all of our cars, E85 for life. Especially here in Wisconsin, we have a lot of cornfields, and there's ethanol plants all over in Wisconsin. So it's plentiful, it's less than $2 a gallon, and you can make a lot of horsepower with it safely. So yeah, hopefully get the rods back from the machine shop here very soon for the coupe too. I want to get that done as well. But this video is probably running on kind of long of me just rambling and talking because that's all I do. But hey, fuck it, another video for you guys. I'm trying to keep up on the videos here and keep the momentum going on the YouTube channel, kind of keep the videos rolling for you guys. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. Have a great night and a better tomorrow, and we will see you later.